There we go. It's popping up on the screens. All right. So right behind me in the background, you'll see the sign 4 days to go. That is including today. Monday is a holiday and it's Thursday. That is our Fridays around here. So class end comes quick. So class does end next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, excuse me, at 10 p.m. Still fighting laryngitis. Always fun. When you teach several uh, times a day, you tend to get these things. But so class ends next Thursday. That is the 30th at 10 p.m., not 11:59. 10 p.m., IT starts shutting down all the classes. If you're in an assignment, including the final exam, you will be booted out. So the 10 p.m. time does not mean be in an assignment and you are safe. So please be completed with all assignments, including the final exam, by 10 p.m. All right, everybody got that? 10 p.m. next Thursday is that cutoff. All right. So please make sure everything is completed by then. So what this means is this is the last full weekend of the class. All right. This is the last Saturday and Sunday you will have in this class, last Friday as well. So that being said, tomorrow, week four, boom, 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 week four, final week assignments will open tomorrow. I do open them up early. I understand that people sometimes need the weekend to do things. So those of you that are staying up to date, like to work ahead, etc., you will see those assignments open early. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. The other thing I want to talk about, week three assignments, those in Thursday. So try to get those completed. Week two extensions, if you are working on anything or need to complete anything from week two, those extensions for week two end Sunday at 11:59 p.m. No assignments from week two can be extended beyond Sunday at that time. Those close off, boom, that's it. Okay, you had the original week, you had a week to continue on. That is it. Okay, in this final week, you will not have the ability to get assignments from week one or week two reopened. That is on you. To pass the class, you need a 65% or more. Okay, you drive your career, you drive your success. Completing assignments is part of this course and any course. So you know that, you know what you need to do, you know what you have done or have not done. Okay, so can't change that, can't change the rules. You know what you need to do. Everybody's aware of that. Correct, correct. Am I right? Yes, yes. All right. So those mock interviews are coming through. They're coming down. You'll notice in the debrief, I put temporary zeros in there along with anything else that's overdue. I went through and I checked when people were to have appointments that you made with career services. And everybody except two people should have already had their appointment with career services. And so if your appointment time has passed and you have not put that debrief in, you have a zero sitting there. Finish these assignments, okay? I like to be very generous, like to be very happy go lucky. Finish assignments, okay? Do it. That's where I'm going to leave it at that. My next step that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reaching out to career services and saying, hey, I have not received your information back on the following students. For anyone I have not received a report back, and they will tell me I need to send you this, or this person has not shown up for their meeting. Okay. I put in the grades that they send me back. If they say this person did not show for their mock interview, a permanent zero will be going in. Those meetings with career services for the mock interview, again, resides with you, and we will leave it at that. All right. This is the way things close up. These are, due dates. These are the way the schedules run, and we move on. All right. So let's get into the screen sharing and everything because we have a long weekend. Everybody likes long weekends. Yes. Am I right? Am I right? We like the long weekend. People don't like long weekends. So, somebody likes a long weekend. All right. So if you stayed caught up, long weekends are good things. You have time to do stuff. If you're not caught up, part of your long weekend will probably be doing schoolwork. Not so much fun. Next week, Monday, we do not have class. You do not have to listen to me on Monday. You do not have an attendance assignment on Monday. Your class is available to you so you can work. I will not be answering emails or texts on Monday, so you're welcome to send them, but I will not be responding. Okay, so this includes requests for extensions on Mondays. They will not be answered. So giving you a heads up, it is a holiday and it includes for myself as well. All right, so let's do a screen share here and we will get to getting. And here's our familiar screen. So don't forget, if you haven't done the student survey, please do so. We are in week 3 here. And we are all the way down. Everything should be done here. Your career plan step 2, people who have turned them in, you should be proud. Everybody who's turned them in so far has done exceptional on this. This was where you take those long-term goals that you've done all the way back in week 1. You bring those back to life and you put the short term goals that support those long term goals. So this shouldn't be so difficult. You go back to that assignment. You say, hey, these were my long term goals. Now these are what I need to do to reach those. We always work backwards. Okay. You don't start off with the short term goals and put those long term goals in. You start with the long term goals. That's where I want to go. And these are what I need to do to get there. Goal planning is how we achieve our best success. People will say, I don't like to set goals because then I'm disappointed. Opposite is true. The more goals you set, you are able to reach them. If you're not reaching those goals, you are setting unrealistic goals and you need more help in setting realistic goals. Okay, so we have help on that right there. Click this video link and learn how to set proper long-term and short-term goals because setting those goals will also boost your confidence. Being able to achieve the success you want is essential. We all want to be successful, no matter what it is. Okay, we all have things we want out of life. Everybody have things you want out of life. Yes, we do. Yes. Yeah, you should. You should want to be able to live your life the way you want to and achieve the goals you want. And this is how you do it. You set those goals and then you figure out what it will honestly take to get there. And they need to be realistic. All right. So that's what you should do. And that is a 200-point item. So make sure you put some effort into it. Okay. Just turning something in does not guarantee 200 points. Put the effort into it. All right. So now, because this is going to be a long weekend, I don't want to keep you longer than you necessarily need to be here. And I've gone through the grade book and people need to catch up on these things. So when I move fast and give you extra time, take advantage of this time. Use it wisely. Catch up on things. All right. So let's get to getting. and we're going to move right ahead into our presentation. All right. So we're going to talk about business writing. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to be writing thesis or anything like that. It means you're going to be taking a look along with me. There's that smiley face about things we need to do as far as in a business letter. And this doesn't mean like you're going to be writing out there to people, dear John, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about those cover letters, thank you notes, and other business letters. And those are things that we need to be able to do just as a regular function of doing business, job hunting, etc. Okay? Now, there are specifics that you should use, and you may not realize this. I'm going to move this over here so that I got a place for my iPad. The fonts, Allegri, Times New Roman, Arial, and at least 11. So when you are in Word or you're in Google Docs, these things should be set pretty much for you. You'll see the font in there, and that size is what we're talking about when it says 11 points. Okay, left justified. Shoot that thing all the way over to the left. Do not indent. In business writing, you don't indent things. You're not writing a book. So everything goes all the way over to the left and single space. That means when you're writing, everything goes right on top of each other. And then if you go to a new paragraph, there is a gap right there. Okay? And 1-inch margins. Again, this is your normal margins. So if you're not changing it in Word, you should be fine. Google Docs, same thing. These are standards. So you will need to know this on the final exam. Okay. Now, parts of a business letter, you're going to have a heading, a date, what we call an inside address, a greeting, an introduction, a body, a closing paragraph, and a complimentary close. Whew, that's a lot, but we're going to talk about them because it really isn't a lot when you see it in action. Okay? So, what we are talking about here is in the heading, your return address, okay? So this is your return address right here. Why is it called a return address? This is where it would return back to you. And this should be your contact information. And this should be the same information that is included on your resume with the exception of this. You don't have that in your resume. Remember, that's a safety issue. Okay, so you don't include that on your resume. Okay, now, then you have a date. That makes sense, kind of self explanatory. And then we have what we call the inside address. Okay, and this is who it is going to. Now, this is useful in case it goes into a big company. It lets them know who it should go to because it could go to a mailroom. They open it up and then they distribute it to Mr. Mike Frainer. Okay. Now, when you're going through things, you need a greeting. Okay. This is your greeting right here. And a lot of times you're going to be sending things through email. If you're sending it through email, this is where everything starts. You wouldn't have that information we just went over. That's if you're sending things through snail mail or just writing it out. Email would actually start here with the greeting. So it would say dear, or if you notice this part here, this RE, that RE is another way of saying you're responding to this job posting number. Do not say to whom, okay? Do not say that, to whom it may concern, okay? Or do not say, dear sir or madam, okay? Just use that RE colon and the job posting number. That dear sir or madam comes across as rude. I know you may not intend for it, but it does, okay? Then this here, this part here, that is at the very beginning, that's your introductory paragraph. And that explains the purpose of why you're communicating. I'm writing because, okay? Then your second paragraph explains exactly why you are the best, describes your enthusiasm, and describes your desire to be in this position. Okay. Then your last paragraph. Okay. This is where you really hit it home. Okay. This is your call to action. Okay. This is where you're going to tell them what you want them to do. Okay. So you're going to tell them you want an interview or you want information. So that's what this call to action is. You're going to tell them what to do. Isn't that great? Did you know you get to tell them what they are going to do for you? You do that. And then you compliment them for doing what you tell them. I love it. I love telling people what to do. And this is your chance. You actually get to do them. Okay? And that complimentary close. Sincerely, boom. Okay? And this ENC, that include resume, that's where you attach your resume in the email. Okay, you say include resume and then you attach it. Okay, so this is very, very important that you do these things. So this is what it would look like if you actually included everything in here. And so right here, when I said you tell them what you want them to do, where it says, I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, now you're like, well, I thought you were going to tell them what to do. You are. I look forward to hearing from you soon. That is a call to action. It's telling them, I want you to respond. It's subliminal. They're picking up on that. It's telling them, you need to respond to me. Okay. So this is how you do that. Okay. The thank you note. How many people remember us telling you to send a thank you note? Okay. Now, this is on page 191 in your book. So I want you to remember that. You have an example. Here's your greeting. Dear Mr. Mitchell, you thank them. I thank you for the opportunity to interview. Tell them what position. Remind them. Remind them of the date. Tell them exactly why you're thankful. Tell them how enthusiastic. Thank you again. You give them a copy of the resume. Attach the copy of the resume they didn't hear and the references. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Now, I go a step further. I say, here is my availability for a boom. And I tell them a second interview. I'm bold like that. If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine. But I tell them, here's my availability for a second interview. If you feel comfortable, do that. I push, some people don't. You could say, I look forward to hearing from you, et cetera, et cetera. They have your email, they have your phone number because you put in a signature block. Remember when we talked about the signature block? Yes, yes. Remember that? There it is. There's that signature block that we talked about. All these things that we talk about, we bring back. They stack on top of each other. If you look at this entire course, we're telling you these utilities, these examples, these things build on each other. They become a normal part of the process. So right here is what it would look like if you did it hard copy. It's the same thing as in the email. Okay. And you know how to do this or who it goes to because you got the business card from them. Don't forget to get that contact information while you're in the interview. Now, there's other forms that you need to do, accepting a job or declining a job, letters to suppliers, replies to complaints, etc. All of these are on page 194 and 195 in your book. Please check those out. Now, when you receive a job offer, I'm excited about the opportunity of working with you. Look at this. As soon as I receive the offer or letter and forms you mentioned, I will complete and return them. Boom, boom, boom. This is in writing. Try to get as much in writing as possible. I'll tell you this time and time again. Writing is important because when you hang up the phone, you cease to exist. If someone discusses a pay raise with you, follow up with an email. Per our meeting, boom, 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 boom. Per our discussion, as we discussed, I will have the following days off, boom. Per our discussion, I will work the extra shift on such and such, and it will be at this rate of pay. I will not have less hours the following week, boom. Always follow up your communications with emails. You will get burned if you don't. If you get a job offer you do not want, right here, I must decline. Always follow netiquette and etiquette. Netiquette if you're writing an email, etiquette when you're talking in person. I must decline. Be considerate because you may have to come back to this offer. If you decline from a place of employment and you want to come back at a later time, reach back out to this person. Let them know my employment opportunity did not go as planned. If you still have the following position available or something similar, I would like to reapply. You can do this. You have this person as a contact. Reach back out. Does everybody see how these different forms of communication can be used? Break through your shells. Don't be afraid to communicate. Communicating with people helps you. Not communicating can get you written up, can get you fired, can keep you from getting a job. You can be more misunderstood by not communicating. Communicating can be very scary. The assumptions spoken about you or assumed about you because you don't communicate can be far worse. Take time to practice communicating with strangers. This is going to sound very strange. Try it whenever you shop. Tell the person at the store, thank you. Ask them how they're doing. Tell them you appreciate them. When you see people on the street, wave to them and say hello. Tell them you hope they have a nice day. People might look at you strange, but that's okay. There's a purpose to this practice, and that's to try to get us more outspoken so we feel more comfortable in our environments. I am a shy person by nature. I have a job where I have to speak with people, which are you. If I had my choice, I would stay in the corner of the room and not talk. Scary experience. I had to speak in front of a group of people at a vet convention. It was to be in a room with 20 or 30 people. Another speaker backed out of another room and they asked if I would take that over. I thought, no problem. I know what I'm speaking about. I can do this. What they didn't tell me was it was going to be a main hall. And instead of 20 or 30 people, I was led into the hall behind the stage, and I was going to now be speaking with a group of about 500 people. I was walked out to a solitary microphone on a very large stage with nothing to hide behind, not even a podium, just a microphone stand. I was very nervous, not very comfortable. All I could think about was, I know my topic and I have to do this. You can accomplish things, you can break through. Just remember, you know yourself, you know your subject. All right? So practice these things for communication. All right? Everybody good? We ready to do our topic tonight? All right. So here we go. So tonight, I want you to think about companies, about where you want to be employed, and what you like and what you don't like. And companies are hitting everywhere in the news. Everybody notice that everybody's company's business is in the news? Everybody seen this? Yes? Yeah. So I want you to tell me the politics of a company. How does that influence you in your decision on where you'd like to be employed? And do their ethics determine where you do or do not apply? So when you're researching them, how much is this influencing you on your decision on where you apply? So think about that as you are navigating and trying to decide how this affects you and your employment status, because this could affect potential growth or non-growth in a company. All right. So that's going to be that. If you need to have anything open for week 2, please request it tonight, as time is growing very short in being able to complete these assignments by Sunday at 11:59. And again, Monday is a holiday. I will not be able to be reached on Monday. So your assignments will be available though to you. And week four's assignments will open tomorrow. You can get a jump start on those. All right. Everybody good? Yes, yes. We're all good. And I will see you Tuesday at 6 o'clock for our final 3 days of class. All right. Y'all have a great evening, and I will see you on Tuesday.